Back here in the nation's capital, a lot of folks happen to be really excited about none other than Frances Tiafoe. Yes, he has now made it to the semifinals of the U.S. Open. Hence, we're talking tennis. In this case, we're talking about the number of injuries, well, a lot of people that play tennis actually experience as well. That's where this guy comes into play. I'm referring to Dr. Niteesh Bharara, kind enough to join us right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Sir, truly a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for being patient.
Nice to be here.
So let's talk about this. We're talking about a number of things that, well, shall I say injuries that folks deal with regard to playing tennis. So much so that they've named it after tennis. Let's say the tennis elbow. You ever heard of that? I'm pretty sure you have.
I think most people have. Yes. It's one of the most common injuries we see. Tennis is one of those sports where you don't get a lot of traumatic injuries, but one thing you do get is you get a lot of overuse or repetitive motion injuries, and especially in the arms, right? The arms get overused quite a bit in any racket sport. So one of the things that we commonly see is tennis elbow, which is kind of that overuse injury at the elbow. Sometimes we see tendonitis of the rotator cuff and the shoulder. So those are the common ones we see in the upper extremities in the arms. But we also see it in the legs. This is a burst sport. You're running and you're going after it. So you see a lot of injuries in the legs as well. And then obviously the spine from all the twisting that you're doing from hitting with that racket.
All right, so I'm all about prevention, right? And so with that being said, can you provide us with 3 tips perhaps one could really focus on prior to actually picking up that tennis racket?
Well, I'll tell you that, most injuries in tennis happen in your beginners and intermediates. And that's because it takes the body a long time to really get used to all the overuse that you do in the arm. So the most important thing that you do, and I think this is with all sports, is that you warm up and you stretch before you go out and play. And that will allow you to kind of get back on the court faster, because most tennis players don't want to take a lot of time off. They play multiple times a week. And it's also to cool down on the back end of things. You got to let your body rest. And that goes into number 2, it's cross training. We always talk about cross training. You let the body rest for the areas that you're working in tennis. So let the tennis muscles rest and start working on the other muscles. And it's really important because that will reduce injury. And the third thing is, you really want to run to the ball. Don't overstretch. Don't go for that last. Don't try to jump and fall and hurt yourself. Really don't be lazy. Run to the ball. Take it easy when you're out there.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Bharara, you're talking to me. I'm that guy. I'm trying to make sure I hit it the last one I can as hard as I can. And
we are that way. We are.
Should that happen, sir, how do you go about to treat your patients?
I treat a lot of patients non-surgically, so I don't use surgery. I use regenerative medicine to treat my patients. This is a natural approach to treating patients, such as stem cell therapy or PRP. We're able to treat tennis elbow, rotator cuff tears, Achilles issues, and we take a natural approach to getting people better and able to get them back to their sport or back to their lives quickly.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So many folks focused on tennis right now because of the U.S. Open. I myself happen to be a Frances Tiafoe fan. And you, sir, a fan of a particular player?
Oh, Frances Tiafoe. He's one of the local guys. He's doing amazing. Saw him out there last night. He was fantastic. He's got a big match coming up on Friday. We'll see how he does.
And so with that being said, can you treat one that sweats a lot? Because when we watch him play, sir,
there's always ways to treat things. Always.
Once again, Dr. Niteesh Bharara, kind enough to join us right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Truly appreciate you being patient, sir. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys.